Okay, we're recording. Hi, everybody. Okay, that was my pop-in. So, like we've been saying, this is legitimately what happens on for us Wednesday nights, or it is Wednesday nights, pre-LLC. Last year, you got a little more glorified version of it. We were a lot cleaner and somewhat put together. But it's usually me taking notes, them arguing about what topics we're going to cover and which ones are stupid. And we already did that one. And I know, which has happened already. But like some of you, if not all of you, I know there are some of you who have just joined in watching, and then some of you have been watching since the beginning. It's all evolved. Like we went from, if I showed you the spreadsheet of our topics, like I had time expenditures on the right, topics on the left, season and the episode, and who was doing what. And now literally I'm like, that's the question. And then I'm doing everything. Basically.
No, we're just better at it.
Yes, we're more free flowing. I'm glad my face is not on the camera on that one. But this is what it is. And with the support of you all, obviously, we keep this thing going. To date, we've only missed one. Yeah, we've only missed one. We've had maybe some cast members not be on, and I think we've got a really good track record for 3 years. We picked up a member. So from what I understand, Governor and I don't know what Lamar is today. Or who Lamar is today, but they would have conversations continually, like offline, unbeknownst, I think, any of us. So whenever baby Kai was born, it was seamless to bring him in, and then, hey, it worked. So we just left him in. I don't think he realized what he was signing up for. So I don't know. Do you guys want to say anything?
I just want to.
It is? Oh.
I'm jumping over you because you're gonna talk. I'm just proud of the fact that regardless of what we've done, the show has been important enough in all of our lives that we've made it a priority. Like, we've done the show with us being in 3 different countries, 3 different times. Right? And so like we've managed crazy time zone changes, whatever is necessary to make sure that do the show, bring the show to you guys, because we appreciate the fact that y'all want to see it. At the end of the day, I think it's become a labor of love a long time ago. I don't think we would know what to do if it's not. We would always have a group all Wednesdays anyway. But I just want to say thank you to all. That's pretty simple.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have permission.
I don't know.
We got company, don't have.
I'm going to actually. No, listen, I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this, and I can't believe that many people are interested in what we have to say week in and week out. But it's cool that people are, and I appreciate these guys for entertainment and the love, and it's always fun. So we're gonna keep doing it until we get sick of doing it, and knowing us, that's probably not gonna be anytime soon. So it's just a fun part of my life every week at this point. So I personally appreciate the engagement from the audience, and y'all those crazy questions, even when we think they're done. Those are the best topics. So we appreciate it, and you keep doing it.
For me, being the latecomer to this awesome group, the thing I can say is that out of COVID, there have been a plethora of new ideas, new thought processes, new ways to communicate with the masses. And I dare say that this is evolved in the Zoom era. All of us that had to recruit from that standpoint. But the one thing I can say is that our sport is a whole lot more dynamic. There's a whole lot more information out there that I think we need to be communicating with each other more about. And this is an awesome platform to be able to talk about things we talk about, things that we normally talk about amongst ourselves. And you don't realize just how small this community is. But, I think for the folks that are on the outside looking in, it's a great insight into our world. So it's been a pleasure. I look forward to the years to come as part of this conglomerate.
I'm good. I agree. The whole, this got us through COVID. Great. And I think honestly for me, the biggest thing that has happened from this is that there's a lot of people that don't think I'm the asshole they thought I was, right? Because I don't talk much or I don't smile much at attracting. And so now people know that I am interactive and I will talk to people. And it's been great, meeting with these guys once a week, have a lot of fun, great debates, great topics. Because I want to do it along with it in my life.
All right, so getting started. We saved Deion Sanders for you all live. Like we literally wrote it down for last week and everyone said, no, we got to get everybody involved. So this is how we want to do it. We're going to bring it up, talk about it a little bit. You all have interactions as well. So obviously we're not going to sit here jumping tables and beating people, but like feel free to speak up because this is the interactive. Instagram, I'm trying to pay attention to you. I'm trying my best. So there's someone, people have commented already. So, so what, we'll start with the panel and then you don't have to raise your hands, like just speak respectively. Thoughts on prime time being here in Colorado without a whole salary yet? Just saying. Just saying.
Yes, I'm definitely not starting it, right? Yes, absolutely. Okay. We let it grow. Okay. I will just start with this. Like, I will never get why.
She don't understand either. Siri said, huh?
Ever go after people in our own culture for things that we willingly accept as normal in other cultures. I just don't get it. The man
Left a job for another job that pays 5 times more than it. He took a job that nobody thought he was going to take in the first place. Right? Like it's like he came to this revisionist history. Like we forget that everybody was blown away. He took that job in the first place. Right? Like who thought Deion Sanders was going to stay there forever?
There's a lot of people that don't.
And you know what? There's people that thought that the world was flat too.
Some of them same people.
Right. So clearly that's not you will people that we need to be listening to. But I think for me, the biggest part that just blows my mind, to have Deion Sanders be called a sellout. Like that's the part I can't ever wrap my brain around because he did more for HBCU football probably than anybody other than Eddie Robinson. And he is still doing that in his exit to Colorado. Let's be clear, right? There are still people paying attention to HBCU football that maybe never knew that it existed, right? And so, look, I give him credit for not absolutely eviscerating Jackson for the way they treated him, right? So like, let's be clear, like when the facts started coming out, you look really, really, really silly if you're on the side that, that he's a sellout, right? Because when the facts start coming out, you're like, okay, none of us would stay at a job where they lied about how much money they're gonna pay us. None of us would stay at a job where you sign a contract to get paid this way, and then they lie about how much money they're supposed to pay you, right? And then all the while, like actually taking money out of your own pocket to put money into the program, like none of us would do that job. So to come after him for taking another job makes no sense to me.
I just have to appreciate, we all have known prime time. Those of us that have been lucky enough to watch him play, he's the real deal. There is no smoking mirrors with this man. And when the word started trickling out that he was going to take the Colorado job, how many of us thought, oh yeah, this is a perfect fit? No. But how many coaches could walk into that situation and get a university to change their transfer rules? Are you understanding? Like, the gravity of this goes far and beyond anything that we could ever think of. The biggest complaint from prior coaches or the prior coach at Colorado was that there was a problem with getting transfers in. They have now changed that legislation so that Deion can get what he wants.
And invented a major.
It's mind-boggling.
Been doing it at other schools for a long time.
Okay, you hear reports, and I haven't confirmed this, but the Pac-12 actually waited for this hire, okay, to push their agenda forward. This one man has done this. Let's not, cannot equate that. So, when I think about people that are saying that, oh man, it's selling out and all this stuff. The man took a better job. He's going to succeed. I think he's going to succeed. And he did what he had to do at Jackson State at the time he was there. He brought consciousness back to the HBCUs. College game day came to an HBCU campus for the first time, like insane. So let's I commend him for what he's done. I see no wrong in what he's done. Coaches leave for other jobs every single year. You see this happening every single year. You succeed at a job, get a better job. It's what we do. So I have an issue with it, and I compliment what he does.
So I'm gonna pull the age card, I'm gonna go last time.
Oh, I already know you'll set me up, it's fine. Okay. First of all, Deion Sanders is my all-time favorite football player. I've been a fan of that man since he's stepped into the NFL and before he was at Florida State. He has always been the definition of a self-promoter. He is the best self-promoter sports maybe has ever seen. I would have taken the Colorado job, and everybody else in this room would have taken that job given the financial dynamics of it. So he is not a self. He is not wrong for taking the job. But this overwhelming he's done no wrong, and he's just stop the bullshit. Let's be clear. I hold people accountable for what they say and what they do. I didn't call Deion Sanders the savior of HBCU football. He did. Himself. I didn't say that Deion Sanders was anointed by God to come do this mission. He did. So when you go into a situation selling, overselling, overpromising, and ultimately dipping for your own personal reason, you don't get to have it on both ends. It's the other narrative. Deion's presence in sport and in college coaching is a tide that lifts all boats for Black coaches. That's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. Deion's a celebrity. his entry into this business is not going to be anybody else's Black reality in the sport. His promotion to Colorado, the way it happened, is not going to be anybody else's Black promotion in this sport. Deion's celebrity privilege is much closer to white privilege and how that works. Think it ain't? Wait and see. So I hope, I'm happy he's in the Pac-12. I'm a West Coast guy. I want Colorado football to be good. Do I think it's going to be successful? Define successful. Because every other superstar coach that shows up, you better win the conference, you better make the playoff, you better win the natty. If it ain't that, it's not successful. And I can say that because he said, on film, day one, I get to dominate. So I don't want to hear 7 wins is cute. No, it wasn't 7 wins with nothing right. And it ain't gonna be good enough for Deion. He has every advantage in front of him. His plight in this has not been hard. He's been given everything on both ends the whole time. I wish that was the case for all of us. So I'm a fan of Deion's. I'm not a fan of the way he sold all this bullshit. And if you think that the people in Jackson and the kids are the ones that he said, y'all are, this is good enough. This is better than those other things. Come home. We can do better things here. It's about us. It's about this. You just blow all that up in 1 second. You realize that, right? Because he left for the greener other that he said he wasn't never about. I didn't say that. He said it. So you can't get it both ways. I hope he does well. I would love to see Colorado in the playoff. I hope they win the Pac-12. And since it's a genius move, because UCLA and USC have already different out. So all he's got to do is be Oregon and Utah. His path is laid out. And I'm going to hold him accountable to the standard that he set out his mouth.
Wow. Okay, so.
That's me out.
I'm not going to what I want to tell you is that some of the things you said are wrong on so many levels, because the things that Deion did are no different than a lot of white coaches do every week. Okay, so then we need to not be upset with him because he played the game better than us. Okay, because this rewind the clock, and let's say they hired, a Caucasian coach, and a Black coach didn't get an opportunity to get the job, and everybody's screaming about that. So my thing is, instead of us finding reasons why Deion didn't, do something, or why he didn't do something, this is important. Because he is brilliant. You said he's sold himself better than he's the cashiest player. Muhammad Ali, this guy.
Absolutely.
So we need to get behind him. We need to support him. Yeah, he said he talked about God. Well, maybe God told him to come.
Apparently.
I'm a God for your name. God said take one to come. Right. So at the end of the day, instead of us trying to find reasons what he did was wrong, let's look at what he did. He left Jackson State a whole lot better. Right. He got the school changed rules. Yeah, he is better than the lives of a lot of coaches. Got them paid way more money than they were making before at Jackson State and now Colorado. So there's a lot of good things that happen with him. And I don't understand. What was the big guys? The big guy that was talking, Jason Whitlock, is that his name? Because this said that all Black coaches. This is. Because if Deion goes to Colorado and is successful, then he just African Americans and change. Now, if he's unsuccessful, that's a problem. But if he goes there and does his job, which no one Deion is going to do, because you name me something dude's ever failed at.
I said that.
You never fail. I'll bet. I witnessed the dude walk off the baseball field and put his track in 1-2. Watch him do it. Right? He told y'all can't beat him. Right? That's who he is. And he's putting a staff together, he's recruiting the right players. And as long as he goes to Colorado and delivers on his promise, he won't be in Colorado. He's gonna be someplace else. So at the end of the day, I have no problem with you holding him down. I have no problem with us expecting him to do his job. But let's not be upset with him because he said one thing. This is what God told me. That happens every day. Because the person in this group, given that choice, it was like, I'm out.
including me. So here's my thing, I don't like to this, but here's the issue. Like, I know, so I know you all know, and so do you. We all know in that profession, career Black coaches who have been on the grind, he jumped them in line and took opportunities away from them. There were a whole bunch of people in line for that Jackson State job. He jumped the line. So again, Deion, there's only one Deion Sanders. There's only one Deion Sanders.
That's why he jumped the line.
And I'm cool with that. But I'm cool with that. But to act as if his presence is good for the rest of the grinders, it's has nothing to do with it.
I don't think I said that. You just said that's not what I said. You do a better job of speaking than I do. What I said to you, that he's successful is a good.
For the grinder?
I didn't say that.
Who's a good thing for?
All coaches.
I disagree. Everybody, I disagree.
Don't worry, I'm not saying about that.
So I want to know who's ever.
So let's talk about that. Okay, there's a lot of grinders in this who get jumped over every day for jobs.
Yeah.
Because your celebrity status, your ability to be, what he did at Jackson State was huge in a lot of people's eyes. Right? He turned a program that was flailing into a championship program, into 2 years. That's a skill set that everybody doesn't have. And so maybe I'm the only people who plan to notice this. This is a sports-driven society. You know, I watched a soccer game where they were wrong people in the stands balling their eyes up on the team.
Absolutely.
If you don't think people at Colorado are tired of music, if you don't think that they will do everything they can to be the best team in the conference now, that's what this is about. And if he's successful, he gives somebody else a chance. It does, because that's the way it works. Now, look, I use myself as an example. When I took the job at Florida, the first thing I said is, I cannot fail, because if I fail, it sets everybody else.
And your example, that's true.
And it's true for him.
Same when I took our job.
It's like this, okay? So you tell me next time Notre Dame hires a Black belt, I'll wait.
They hired one right now.
He would already understand.
Right.
They gave him a chance because nobody else wanted to.
To my point, Marcus Freeman would never get that job in the context of Deion. Because he's grinding his way.
I mean, I'll just say this. I firmly believe this. Look, Deion's a superstar, and obviously he really does have, the rules are somewhat different for him. But I will say this. If he is as successful as I'll say, I and probably a lot of people believe he is going to be, that will be good, period. That will be good, period.
Anybody swing, Nick Saban was at Miami, they were awesome. And Miami, Alabama hired him.
Saban was a superstar in college.
He's at Miami and he sucked.
Yeah.
So he hired him at Alabama and everybody said, well, so then you should get off the.
I'm not on Deion.
I just think, and definitely I think after I say 2 or 3 words, I think we probably want to hear from somebody out there. But at the end of the day, like, I just don't feel I don't see how it could possibly be bad. And here's why. Because Deion is a superstar, right? If he fails, it's gonna come on him. Right? But the one pass that I will say, yes, because I will say this, the one pass that being a superstar gets us as a culture, right? It's like, if Marcus Freeman fails at Notre Dame, that will make sure that there's nobody Black ever hires as head football coach there ever again, right? But if Deion fails, they're just gonna say, well, like most superstar athletes, you don't make it great. Look, Magic Johnson was one of the worst coaches in history of basketball, right? And so on. Larry Bird is the only superstar basketball player ever be able to be the coach. So if Deion fails, they're just going to rewrite that narrative. They're going to bring all that same nonsense out and be like, it was just a publicity stunt. Deion's about him. Blah blah blah. It's not. Look, that's not going to condemn Black coaches to ever coach in Colorado again. I don't believe that at all. Because I'll tell you this right now. If they could hire Eric Bieniemy after Deion Sanders, They would. I don't think Eric has any desire to go back to college football. But I'm just telling you, like, I don't think that Deion's success or failure is going to be linked to the rest of the Brown coaches in the world because of, as you mentioned, his superstar status. He got different rules.
Well, now that he's Colorado, I can find out I can coach football. Because there's no evidence for that. That's not coaching.
I got it. You're West Coast too.
I am.
And Deion is now coach West Coast.
Ish.
Right? They're in the conference, you came from free transfer, right?
Yes.
So we're looking at the shift of the conference.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
West Coast struggles to get people to watch the football game.
The Big Ten would disagree.
Well, that's why you
No, the TV market that exists is why the Big Ten came about.
So, if we look at it, no one in the East Coast wants to stay there at midnight to watch UCLA play. Right? But if I'm on the East Coast and prime time is customary, I'm gonna stay at night. So the Pac-12 is cheering right now.
At some point in time, college game day will be in.
Facts. Facts.
So now I'm looking at Power 5 and be like, okay, Pac-12, y'all still alive. Because the Power 2 part. So when you talk about what else is going to happen, you can help them. The Pac-12.
Sure. Sure. No one debated that.
They can do that.
No one debated that.
It's
not true. I literally said the opposite. I literally said the opposite. Hold people accountable for what they say. I literally said the opposite.
Which is, he's not even prepared to behave himself. Are we staying on this topic?
Okay. Go ahead.
So like, with the vote of the counter vote last Monday,
Mm-hmm.
will you feel more sorry for what Jackson State's gonna lose with Matthew Cleveland, or more happy about Colorado's gonna gain?
I don't care either way.
And I'm gonna jump right on that same bandwagon. I don't care either way, but I'm gonna say this. Jackson State's still gonna be the winner. Look, Prime's leaving, but y'all are nuts if I don't think there are kids that are going to still transfer to Jackson State that would never have considered that before he was there.
That's a big assumption. That's a big assumption.
Wait, time out. Let me tell you why I know it's true. I have changed places before after being successful somewhere else and end up having to recruit against the shadow of myself. I've seen that happen.
Sir.
You literally just said,
Uh-huh.
in the 2 years that he had turned that program around,
Mhm.
that he has proven that, no, that he
Not
has not proven
Not
that he can coach.
Nope.
Why?
When you bring in some,
What is it about going to the
because I'm gonna tell you.
Celebration Bowl twice,
well,
when the
pause.
team hasn't been there in years?
Hold on.
How does that not?
I got answers for you. First year, we didn't get there. Second year, got his ass kicked in the Celebration Bowl. This year, we'll find out what happened, right? Here's the thing. If you worked in that conference, if you know anything about that world, what he did with his celebrity status is flood Jackson State with an influx of better talent. They're playing against people. No, that's recruiting. That's recruiting. Listen to me. Listen, I can be an elite recruiter, and let's be real. We're talking about track and field, right? We all know elite recruiters that can't coach. So don't get it twisted. He's an elite recruiter. He's an elite promoter. He's the best recruiter. He's the best promoter. He can't just bring talent to Colorado and win in the Pac-12.
You just said that you know a lot of elite recruiters who can't coach.
Sure do.
Right? So the elite recruiters who can't coach don't work, correct?
In this order, what?
By your definition, I'm asking.
Win in context of this one? Sure, I'll roll with it.
Okay, but he won.
I don't believe he's going to.
But he did already.
He wanted Jackson State.
That's what this man's talking about.
I don't deny that. I said we're gonna get to find out how good of a coach he is
Well,
now.
why does that mean nothing?
You keep saying.
It means everything in the SWAC. It means nothing in the West. Or the ACC or the SEC or the Big Ten or anything else.
We'll just put it on the table.
It means nothing.
Yeah, we got a question back. So my man up here in the room first, and then.
I just want to know, what are your expectations for Colorado in the first 2 years? Because you named playoffs, natty, bust.
He
So
said-
This is a program that had one win.
I don't care. The transfer portal rules, wait a minute. The transfer portal brought 40 people to
I'm just
USC.
asking the expectations.
Brought 40 people to USC, and in year one, I expect exactly what Deion said. I expect you to dominate. He said it. I didn't say it. He said
The
it.
question has been answered.
If he don't dominate, I don't want him.
So as a
Riley
person in the SWAC.
Yes.
And at Grambling, the Deion effect, even for us at Grambling, and our attempt with Hugh Jackson, he's laid out a model, okay? Which I'm not gonna lie, as now the head track and field coach, I'm benefiting from in my bank account.
There you go.
I'm gonna be honest about it, okay? That's my thing, okay? And Deion, I mean, just like you said, both things can be true. Deion has always been himself. The man came into this world where we got introduced to us. Look
Facts.
he's been there. So
Yeah.
he's been unapologetic self. The SWAC. Okay, now it's our turn as a conference. It's our turn as individual universities to create a sustainability model based off of what his impact has been.
He has shown that he can. That's the key.
Lamar, could I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
A legitimate question? I agree with you.
Yeah.
Did he show that it can be done in, or it can be done here?
I think the book's gonna be out there because we are attempting.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, we're trying to improve our facilities, just like Deion had. Now, again, both things can be true, because of his celebrity status and the pockets that he had when he came in here. He can afford to donate part of his salary. I don't know him, Jack. I stay out of people's pockets.
That's right.
He can contribute or not contribute. But at least we're aggressively pursuing those things. And it was literally, okay, here he comes. It's viral impact. Young people pay attention to it, new language they speak. We had to attempt to do it. NC State did it with Ed George. It's an attempt to do it. They not saying the same thing. I love it was a personality that Prime is, but he's showing that I think there's a new way to approach HBCU football and HBCU. So everybody's gonna have this type of attempt at doing this, whether it's successful or not, it's wins and losses, but it's a team.
And I,
I think that's where we're listing that conversation. You're all that.
So the next question is about what involvement should high school coaches have in the recruiting process?
So this discussion started on Twitter. Some of you would have seen it, contributed to it. I know we all have thoughts on it. So we'll again start with the panel, with the guys, Kyle, and then move it over.
We'll let on the esteemed governor. Because we always have such an elegant way of saying it.
Inside of that convention, it is not included in the two convention. So for those of you who are online, that's what this is. So, and I'm holding, and I'm like, I'm not, so.
she was not a tripod.
I know, I'm not a tripod, I have the most not standing over forever.
If I had known we needed one,
I know, but the question again is, should high school coaches be involved or included into the recruiting process? I'm skimming this.
So I believe wholeheartedly that high school coaches should be involved. Now, what level is the question? And I feel like, you know, recruiting has evolved over the years. There used to be a time where you were not talking to kid A unless you spoke to the coach. There were rules and regulations, okay, whether written or unwritten, okay? And if you did not show up to practice, you did not show up and speak to a group of kids, Yes, you may want to ask, hey, if you're doing this, you might be rude, right? Those rules were in place back in the day. Okay, nowadays, with the fact that we have social media, the fact that we have other ways of communicating with athletes, some of us, all of us, at some point or another has circumvented the code. Let's be honest. Okay? You can have a conversation with a high school coach, and within the first 5 minutes, you can get an idea of where this is going. You can get an idea of where this coach thinks this athlete should go to. You can walk into the room and the coach is looking at you like, you're not big enough. You're not big enough for my kid. We've all had the conversation, right? So if
Well.
Yeah, not all of us. Not all of us. Not all of us.
We've never had a conversation. I'm just saying. We just have to be honest. First, some of us only had first problems.
So all that being said, I have now gotten to a point where there are times where, you know what? I'm going to listen, and I'm going to go this route. I think it all depends on those conversations that you have, the initial feelings you get, your communication with the student and athlete. I think sometimes you've got to go around, above, below, you've got to do whatever it takes. And then sometimes you've got to have that conversation with the coach and say, okay, you're driving the bus, tell me how we proceed forward. And that always comes down to the kind of situation you're in. Okay? So I don't feel like in any shape, any stretch of the imagination, that you should just completely certain that high school coaches, not the case. I think it should be addressed case by case.
I don't know a world where you should fall to the high school coach. Maybe not in the last 10 years. My life.
The Florida wasn't big enough. It wasn't big time enough. Maybe I had one enough, but not. It wasn't big enough. I mean, it's big facts.
Nonsense. And I'm telling you, there was a time when I would pick up the phone and call and like, I remember, like, you guys aren't even good. They came up in the pandemic, all that stuff. It was true. So I'm not.
I love it.
At the end of the day, I think that, the high school coach has to be involved. But like my man, governor said that it's true to say. I had a conversation recently with my high school coach, and he said to me, I don't know if I want my athlete with you because I hear that you don't want to listen to the high school coach once they get in. I'm like, you're right. You know what you're talking. I said to him, so can you explain to me why you want me to call you once? Don't you want to know that I did this and this? I'm like, okay, so your athlete's running 10-4. So you can get the 10-4. If he comes to my campus and stays at 10-4, I'm not my job. Right? I'm trying to get him to 9. So don't get me wrong. If he's having some kind of issue, I will call you if he's struggling with something. But there's high school coaches out there who want to be involved in the high school coaching process. That just doesn't work. So I think the big thing is developing a conversation, a relationship with a high school coach that's open and honest. And I've had the high school coach like, man, we're going to try to get into college coaching. I have a spot on my staff. I have a spot on my staff. So that's what you're looking for. I can't help. But you have to be open and honest with because there's coaches out there. No, this issue is, and then you sign it after, and then like, what about my job? So it involves the high school coach because they know who they are, they know what makes them find those things out in the recruiting process. But you can't let them drive the bus at the end of the day. you have to, this is my thing with recruiting, you have to find out who to recruit. There's always some point person, usually it's the mom or the dad. Yeah. But the high school coach has their ear, so you don't want to totally disregard them and then be bad enough.
That was perfect lead into what I was gonna say. Like, I'll just, you have to figure out what the stakeholders are. And you can't ignore any of the stakeholders. But I wouldn't give much attention to anybody that's not a stakeholder. Just saying, like, look, if the kid's a club, it's a club kid, they run way faster in the club season than they do during high school. Am I gonna disregard the high school coach? No. But am I gonna spend time running on and on and on the phone with the high school coach? Also no. I feel like you always should be respectful, because all of the people have fed into this young person's life. So they are all important at some level, right? So I don't disrespect anybody, but I don't know about y'all. My time is precious and I want to win. So if I am recruiting, trust me, in the baseball world, I do a lot of that. If I am recruiting, in the first instant, I am trying to figure out who the stakeholders are and who is going to be the last person that this young man or female, I don't think who these players that are female, but that this young person is going to talk to before they call me and give me a decision. Because I want to make sure I don't anger any of the stakeholders. I want to make sure that all the stakeholders think that I value their time. But you best believe the person who's going to get the last conversation, that's the one I want on my team. Right? There's some kids you got to recruit the mom. There's some kids you got to recruit the dad. There's some kids you got to recruit the club coach. There's some kids you got to recruit the high school coach. There's some kids you are recruiting against the high school coach. Some kids you're recruiting. Listen, I've recruited a situation where the high school coach and the club coach hate each other, and they both want the kid to go someplace different. Sweet, we'll get this done, right? But at the end of the day, I don't think you disregard or remove anybody from the process. Look, time is money. You have to figure out who the stakeholders are and go wholeheartedly.
I agree wholeheartedly with everything they said. And Sir Lucius is the man with all the rings. You should probably listen. I'm gonna say this. Some coaches are assholes. No, look, we all know that right now, in the past 20 years, there are high school coaches who literally take pieces of information, reach out letters, phone messages, put them in a desk drawer, put them in their pocket, burn them, and kids never hear about this shit. Happens all the time. So if I know that Coach 2 at high school X is that way, tell Coach 2, I'm going around her. I'm just doing that. In today's world, there's so many different ways to connect to athletes. You don't need the high school coach, but you should show them the proper respect until they show you disrespect. And at that point, I don't really give a damn what they have to say. And I'm very efficient at going around them if that's the path that needs to be done. Same for the club people, same for the parent. I look at all of this kind of like I look at compliance. I want to meet the people in compliance who try to find me answers, not roadblocks. So if you're one of these people that's trying to block whatever, I'm going around it. I just got the San Jose State a year and a half ago, right? There are high school coaches in the state of California, throughout the nation. As soon as me or someone on my staff calls them, the first thing out of their mouth is, you know they got no track, right? I don't need to talk to them. Don't need to talk to them. Won't talk to them. Because they've already predetermined that what we're offering has no value because it's something they perceive. And it has nothing to do with me, that's not my problem, that's not my business. My job is to show the value that we have to these kids and ultimately to their families by whatever is necessary within legal. All right, so I will dance around when I need to dance around. I will approach people straight up that I need to. And that is your skill set as a recruiter. You have to be able to live in all of those worlds, or you're going to get shortchanged on recruits. So if you don't have the mental, emotional, bandwidth or flexibility to wear different hats and talk different and figure out who's who and figure out who's calling the shots, you're going to have less success in recruiting. So I got no problem sidestepping whatever needs to be sidestepped if they're being disrespectful.
So I saw the thing you're talking away on high school coach. So you can't stay quiet if you don't have a choice. But did you have anything that differs from what you said, or like?
I agree with all sides of the spectrum. I agree with the, I do believe that we should be contacted. Because, I mean, we're at the time, we're the one that's mainly, and that is dealing with that child. But I also know that we have coaches out here, right? So we can contact them, and after that, I agree with Chelsea with bias. I wholeheartedly believe that my job as a high school head coach is to, if I have a kid that I believe is recruitable, contact as many of y'all as I can, which I've worked with a few of y'all live here. And I'm gonna allow y'all to decide whether or not that child is recruitable or not by your program, and if not, look, at the end of my videos, I say, hey, this child is issue. Whether not issue, let them know, yes, okay, let's go forward, it goes the number, here goes their transcript. If not, cool, I'll wait on the next coach to email me that I emailed. And so I think sometimes in high school where we might overstep a little bit and believe that we have more say on the process than we do. My job is to connect y'all. Once I connect y'all, mom and dad already insisted that everything I can't do. And then coming on my pocket forward, so I agree with both sides.
So I know most of y'all up there, a lot of people in the room. I coached high school and club for a long time, went to college, back to high school, now I'm back to college again. And one thing that I noticed on places that I've been, like I hear you saying like that high school coach, they look at me now, high school, head high school coach. They look at me like that daddy, brother, father, coach, everything. So where we tell people kind of like, oh, hey, listen, and that's something I'm doing like a lot of coaches. Like I said, we would meet so many coaches, talk to so many coaches, and yes, in hindsight, we look at it like, okay, all right, I can do the next score, they can figure it, they got to run 12-7 and hurt people, so 35, so that's the worst of us to talk to so many coaches. When in high school, the training guru just told her she's not fast enough, so that ain't coming from us. So now I'm talking to this, and I'm talking to that, I'm talking to that. And then they'll get to like, coach, what do you feel like I need to go? What's the best? I trust it. And then they go, and then they get there, first person they call, when you don't go right, is that high school coach. That's the first person they call, that high school coach, or they club coach. But I say that the relationship between the high school coach and club coach is so vitally important. I think you can't like forget that. It's huge. It's huge. And if you really want to get that kid, or if you're struggling with that kid, develop a relationship with that asshole high school coach. Because it might be another one that comes through like somebody that you speak, and you like, yeah, that's so I'm on that athlete. And so I think it's very important that we develop a relationship with that high school coach. So that the kid will come up with it.
And while I don't believe they reach back out to the highs and the assholes and coach once the kid gets on campus, because at the end of the day, and I'll make that reason, majority of y'all had to, and I've been told about coach too, when I was there. At the end of the day, I don't have to put up with this and more than say, coach, because I'm English. Right, absolutely. So that's why I think there's no reason for them to put this on campus.
Yeah, I agree. Once they on campus,
the reason is respect. I replace
Yeah, I coached high school for 12 years. And that's how I met Coach Ryan. He's got 3 of my young ladies. The only thing that I'll say about as far as going around a high school coach, because what I had happened before I got to college, where the college coach contacted me, hey, what's the deal with this person? I could have saved you that day. If you had contacted me, I could have told you what his work ethic was like. I could have told you, you know, how he approached practice, being late and doing all those kinds of things. But that's it. And so when you don't contact that coach or you go around, that's what you miss out on when you find it out that first year, and then you got a problem.
I mean, this is a people business. At the end of the day, we're trying to build relationships with people. We can't build relationships with everybody. We can attempt to, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, I'll share something that I learned from Coach Holloway when I was sitting in the office at Marshall, and you were trying to build that program into a collegiate program. I remember him saying to me, I'm tired of trying to recruit Tigers to come here. I'm going down, I'm looking at it. And we started doing that program now. And I'm sure the way they've done that has evolved over time with technology, with all the ways we can now communicate with each other, phones, emails, and social media, and those type of things. I think those things, as we learn how to communicate on this planet, it's going to keep evolving and changing. So when my father was coaching, you know, coaches come down and, you know, hey, we're talking about, we're going on the Cornerstone tour. We don't do that as much now. We got different resources to do that. So we got to, you know, develop different ways to communicate with each other, you know, and all the you know, I may not message your athletes or you because you're a head coach or whatever in 2022, but in 2025, I don't know what's happening like that. You don't know what's happening in my life. You know, I've been this most of the time in this sport, and I've been home before, you know, and now I come back through, you know, hopefully you can see that, but you still might not remember what happened in 2022. You know, so we're constantly evolving. I don't think there's one side that is all in either. At the end of the day, we got jobs to do, and the young people that we affect, if we don't make that shot, they're doing this.
I want to say there's two sides to that. Okay, so like, and I'm going to say this for what he says. Yes, the first one, right? But my thing is this: if I have to beg you to come on campus, I beg you to stay out. No reason for me to do that. I want people to want to be involved and want to be involved in what we're doing and want to continue the tradition to start. If I have to continue to tell you what I've done, I have to keep calling the coach, begging for training, begging for numbers. That's not going to work. You might have another 5 years. Guess what? This is I'm not calling you 5 years. Okay? I'm sorry. That's just the way. That's just who I am, because it's a respect level on both sides. I'm never going to disrespect anybody at the same time. My daddy raised me. You're disrespecting me, and I keep calling you that. That's what you do. So why cause that issue? Right? And then you're doing the disservice to poor athlete because I give them a chance. Look at the way it's done. That's not the way it should be.
Let me say this as a former club/high school coach who had a lot of kids being recruited. At one point, and I really, really mean this, I keep seeing this happening over time that kind of pisses me off. There's nothing worse you can do as a club or a high school coach than try to use your hot athlete to put you on. That is the utter disrespectful thing you can do. And when I had the #1 hurdler in high school back in the day, I had college coaches, coach, we really just want to get in the house. Get in the house, and they in there trying to offer me jobs. As if I would. And I'm like, as soon as they leave, don't ever talk to that person again. They trying to use me, so ultimately they're going to try to use you. If you're a high school coach, you should not be out here trying to use these children, who ain't yours, by the way, to boost your career. That's not how that works. Do your jobs, make the right connections, meet the right people, and eventually, if you're good at it, people will take notice of it and you'll get, an opportunity somewhere. But to try to do that one-on-one exchange, that quick pro put yourself on, that's bullshit.
I want to say this, I know, let me ask this question. Let's not get this twisted. I have a ton of respect for high school coaches that I want. And I know what's required to be successful at that level. Like my man said here, with mama, daddy, uncle, you know, they depend upon us. So that's why I have an issue with people that are concerned with that. Because they're concerned about themselves. You know, and that's my issue. I can't communicate with them. Because they're not about this athlete, about themselves. So as a high school coach, you might talk, listen, take it easy with that. You know, your job is to put them in a position to better their life. They go to college, they can advance their ability to make money and have a family take care of themselves. You know, people can talk about the championships that we won before, but it's more about the people. I talk about doctors and lawyers on a daily basis. That's what I'm proud of. And as a high school coach, I was more concerned with, if I had 10 teams and 8 of them in college, that was on me. That was on me. Yes, sir.
One thing I want to mention about the high school coaches and really come up that host. Well, how many bad coaches out there? How many people are serious kids not putting them in contact with people that are not mentioned? According to that thread, all coaches like these guys. They want to put you in touch, they're not scaring you. I know you. I know people at this school he's talking about that's trying to get on. And he brought up another, we know those people. It's June, you haven't had your fill out of FAFSA. You only want him to go to a D1, he has 0 offers. But you feel like, I'm gonna get back to you. And then July comes, hey man, look, I need X, Y, and Z. What can you help me with? Come on, man, I
want to jump in here.
There's a lot
I want to jump in here real quick, and then you are next. Because he's had it twice. I think the where we get the term asshole coaches is when they do this. They pre-recruit for us. Like, you don't get to decide if my program and me are good enough for the kids you coach. Like at all. Right? Because you don't know anything really about me as a coach, him as a coach, him as a coach, right? You may know numbers, you may know what, like, you know, if I'm new at the school, right? You're judging me off of what happened before I got there. So like literally that don't make no sense, right? Because you won't do the other thing, like, okay, look at where I came from. Then you know who I am, but they don't do that, right? And then the other part is, and this one used to drive me crazy, and I finally figured out how to deal with it. But like, you go to a big program, right? And the coach has decided which level of the kids in the program you can talk to that fit at your, like, at your, I hate him saying it, at your level. Right? Like, look, let's be clear. Like, I coached at the high school level, coached at the club level, and I coached at the bottom mid-major, coached at a, you know, a wealthy mid-major, and I coached at the Power 5. And I will tell you, I went after the same kids from the same level of programs everywhere I was. And look, when I rolled up to college and I was at Eastern Michigan, look, I love those people, right? They're like, I don't know if any of them are going to coach. I was like, it's okay. I was like, I just want to talk to them. And they're like, oh, for sure, you always get to talk to them. It's like, I never had issue with that particular school. That's why I mentioned that, right? But there were definitely programs in Michigan when I was there that had decided this kid is a Michigan level kid. This kid is a SEC kid, and this kid, oh yeah, you can talk to this kid because I think you'd be a good fit for your program. I was like, do you understand that I go into the national meet to kick the crap out of Michigan and take down as many SEC schools as I can? Like, I'm trying to beat them. You can't keep giving me kids that are inferior in your minds to these kids. Like, don't do that. Because the best kid may actually vibe best with me. The best kid may need to be the best kid at a small school, right? And not be, what did you say one time? These kids are the best kids that they know, and then they get to Florida and they're not the best kid in their own room. I'm just giving an example.
Hey, listen, I'm here.
Turn it this way. I don't know my kids. All my freshmen were the best on their campus, and now in the room they don't know who's right.
Always.
This gentleman back here has been so patient.
high school track for a lot of time in Michigan as well. In the county boards you're at. You know, coaches, I think, saw themselves as springboards, but they forget they're not the ones that have to make the jump. It's not about them jumping, it's about their kids. And quite frankly, as a high school coach, I kind of viewed it as I need to be a glorified switchboard operator. Give you the information, connect you, let you do your thing. And now, as a college coach, I really wish there were a few more.
I agree with everything everybody's saying, but to go back to what Prince said about the different avenues of getting in contact with athletes, that sometimes that you don't run into the asshole coach, you run into the asshole athlete. So sure. Because I go to high school division 2, and recruiting from division 3 and division 2, I was recruiting kids that were 10-8. I'm talking about, oh, I'm too good to go teach, I'm going to SEC. For what? Like, who's going to come here in a Power 5 and 10-8? But they really play thinking that they are better than what they are.
The S3EP36.
Yeah.
We just have a lot of keys to this.
These are
Perception.
Perception as a high school coach, your perception of yourself and your program and what you're doing, the perception of the high school, the perception of that kid Barber. Or the position, like, let's go somebody's uncle. Down in Florida, or USC. You don't know.
When I coached in the state of Indiana, I had a high school coach say to me one time, Coach, that kid is not going to stay in the Big Ten. That kid's an SEC kid. I just said very glibly, directly to his face, you do understand that there's kids that suck on SEC rosters too, right? I was like, look, there's no magic. They got to go somewhere and get coached to be really good. And there's really good kids at the NCAA National Championship meet on podiums from all kinds of schools.
My man, he said, as a high school and I'll tell you, keywords are now.
Yes. Right. From a high school coach or head coach standpoint, my whole thought process is all I'm supposed to do is provide these athletes with the best knowledge that I can, train them with, get them connected with as many coaches as I can, whether I coach an athlete or not. I'm going to do my best to make sure that this kid is something that I know they can get when I'm not that great. Right. And unfortunately, that pool of coaches on the high school level is very, very small. Right. So I think that's where the frustration comes from the league. Absolutely. Because these ones are where you don't know. So
No, I was gonna say, let's flip it for a second. Let's just say you recommend to coach, right? You got in contact with the kid. You're now having discourse with the kid. Everything is good. How many of us at some point stop it and listen to the athlete? Does that athlete actually say, hey, coach, I see where this is going. I think you need to talk to my high school.
Almost never.
See?
Never.
So that's the part. That's the part that I feel is a big concern. It's very concerning because we're 2 months into this recruiting process, right? We're getting to the point where we're trying to get campus on. You have 1 inch of the high school. That is normal for me. I don't know what it's like for you in the room.
Half the time, they trash my high school coach, they talk about high school coach doing what you're doing, and you ain't trained right.
You see, and that's a major red flag.
I'm here with. I've been the head coach on the division level. I think those hours you need to speak, because I never coached on I went to all this, but yeah, this is more accident. So high school coach comes in,
I couldn't say, like, you don't fit that, you don't fit here, you don't fit there.
You would be surprised.
Feet on desk. Can I say something? I think this will help you and everybody else. When you are establishing things in your program, the most important thing to establish is culture. Culture is defined as how we do things here, right? So at the end of the day, listen to me carefully. Culture is more important than any athlete or any coach. That includes you, right? So if the kid, if you're feeling like you have kids ass to get the kid, move on.
And I said this earlier, if you have to beg them to come, you have to beg them to stay. And I look, it doesn't matter where I live, I'm not begging, right? That's just not who I am, that's not who we are. And, you know, I get a lot of, you know, fun rigidity from my friends about our success, but he just spoke to it. It's about the culture. And if you don't fit our culture, I don't care how good you are, if you come on my campus and say that, I'm done. I'm not even making you an offer.
That's why the portal's awesome.
Right. So like, you know, I sent the child's living room and the mother said something and the young man cursed at his mother. And I said, oh guys, I'm done. And the mom was like, I said, look, you can't come to my school. Because he gonna talk to you like,
Right.
So then what, I know, who had a question?
Well, I was kind of thinking about what you said, that coaches, those athletes trash those coaches. And that's why I started at that level, because in Oklahoma, we are going to.
Yes.
I was 29 and 11, 3, everybody, at least Oklahoma, whatever. Right. So I got past that. And so I wanted to go back to Oklahoma and be that change that negative from the institute. And I was able to do that. So my first year, you know, I'm coaching at that. College, I'm doing those Zoom calls and stuff. I know that, you know, Zoom calls say, I coach so good, take the Zoom calls, you got that right now. You go to the wine? Alright, so I mean, I know we got probably a lot of coaches watching, a lot of college coaches in here. So for what is the best way for the high school coaches to try to bridge the gap when we're trying to get our team recruited? So what is the best way to come to y'all? I mean, a lot of times I'm coming off a relationship that I built. I'm gonna take this.
I'm gonna add to that.
It's just real simple, realistic, right? Be realistic about the athlete's ability to compete at whatever level, right? Like don't pick up the phone and call an S3EP school for a guy that runs 11-2, right? Don't send the email to the guy that runs 11-2. Right? And if there's a coach that's interested in that, don't ever turn the coach away, because half the battle is scared. Half the battle is believing. You know, I tell my athletes all the time, if we don't both believe this can happen everywhere, doesn't matter. I can believe all I want, but trust me, you don't want me running. So if you don't believe this can happen, it won't happen. So that's the number one thing. It's got to be realistic. It's got to be trust and belief between the coach and the athlete. And this was me at the high school, right? Sit them down. Where would you like to go to school? Where do you think you belong? Right. Now, give me a school. Well, that's not right. Now, if you want to go there and be or be academic, but that's not realistic. So but now, as a coach, you should know what the realism is and what programs is. Like I said, oh man, because this is the goal. He should go seriously. This guy shows up on your campus like, hey, I know this guy has one great basketball jump before I will talk to him. I talk to him. Because he sees something.
So that last part is very, very important. If a coach is reaching out to you, they see something in your kid, so you might want to be appreciative of that and roll with it. That's simple. On the flip side, if you're trying to reach out, high school coaches, I like efficiency. You know how many emails I get per day? I don't want to read half of them. So please spare me the 7 paragraphs all about their potential. Your opinion about their potential could not mean less to me. I just want the facts. Give me their height and weight. Give me their academic profile. give me their fast food information, and give me a real link to real results with win gauges and FAT marks. Your opinions, I don't need them. I'll get to that later. Just give me the facts.
I don't know when it became a problem with paying for that education. Right? Because, and I had this discussion. So you go to school for 4 years, the first thing you do is buy $6,000. But you won't spend $20 a year. It makes no sense to me. But guess what? The car can break down, the education is there. So you do what you have to do to get the education. If you have to pay a little bit to get the right education, you get the right situation. There's two people that want something for free that don't want to be that.
People hit me with this potential stuff all the time, right? And I always get frustrated when I hit them back with, cool, mom, dad, coach. They have all this potential. How much are you willing to invest in it? Because you need to invest in all of it.
What does potential mean?
Right. What does that mean?
Potential means you have it. So, and I will say this again, basic, first of all. If I start hiring people based on just on potential, I'm not out of job. Because I remember that my wife remember Gerald Cliff, right? Gerald Cliff was a wall artist. We made 50 flat nights. Right? 4 years later, we made 45 sets. Now, I'm crazy enough to go back to every big flat guy. I don't have a job. He was just special, right? He was an outlier. That's another thing too. You as a high school coach, and a college coach, you have to control the leader. You can't believe you can make everybody go. I used to joke, my mom, my mother was passed away. I used to say, Mom, I'm going to practice everything I can do. If you listen.
I mean, he calls me a mole, and I'll say, look, and I'll say this. Look, we'll do an experiment. 1237, 2574, and 18'10" long jump. What level is that kid belong? Female. 1237, 2574, and 18'10" long jump. Division 2. What else we got? Anybody else? So I don't even know. Be honest. She's 5'3.5". It's getting worse. 5'3". Listen, 5 foot. 5'3.5". Relatively split. We'll say slim, but not cut. That's what she looks like. Okay. 1237, 2574, and an 18'10" long jump, and an 18'10", one of those. Let's call it 4.0. The GPA is not relevant in this conversation. Okay.
Wait for your punchline. Wait for the punchline.
Okay. So this young lady in a 4-year career jumped 21.6.5, ran 11.07 and 22.78.
Now that goes back to times when if the coach calls you, he or she sees something.
Now, why did I want this person? Because my son says all the time, because she had that dog in her. I saw her on a relay. So she had no business being on. And she was way too far back to be doing any of the things that she was doing. Right? So at the end of the day, I trusted my eyes and not what she had done. But to his point, that did not become a formula. I wasn't running around California looking for 12, 3, 25, 7, right? We go, when we go rock out. But if you coach, that's why I said don't pre-recruit at the high school or club level. Honestly, even at the junior college level, because you don't understand the change in stimuli and what it can do to people. That is what we get paid to do, right? We know what it's like to be on our campus. We know what we need to work with. After about 5 years of college coaching, I realized what was more important to me was demeanor and makeup, not marks. So if you didn't have the right demeanor, and you didn't have the right makeup, I didn't care about marks. At one point in time, the number one kid in the country worked out in high school, worked out on my college track. And he says to me one time, Coach, how come you like everybody else is telling me, how come you haven't come? You're not coming. You're like, why do you know? You're not coming if I don't ever call you. He's like, it's like that. I said, no, it's not like that. But I think that it might become like that. So I don't even want to go that route. I like you. We get along. You work hard. It stays that way. But we will not work together well, and I get to decide that. I don't think we'll work together. I wish you very best. And if anything, I can help you. Well, tell me who you're looking at, and I'll give you an honest opinion. But you're not coming in.
So the both sides story, I know we were talking about, I'm just interested, I've never asked. Incoming as a freshman, how much money did you get?
$2,000 in college.
There it is.
So.
She didn't leave that way. But that's what she got.
She was on a full after the freshman year. She broke two of those three freshman records in one of those schools at the time.
So we had a comment on the Instagram Live, and it was from a high school coach who said, but sometimes the colleges big league us. And well, it was big boy. I know, I think that was a slip, sorry. Big boy us. And can't or don't take the kid that runs better than any kid in their program. But as what Lamar just said, it's a decision of who's on there and who they're looking for. I know. But it's because like we decide what we need at the time. And if we're trying to better our program, we're not going to recruit the same thing times 5.
That's
so,
go ahead, sorry.
I mean, I'm being PC, but that's what it is.
The best description I had for those kids, someone said they call them poop magnets. They're the kid, they put them on. Look, this is what happens. They put them on, right? It's on your program list. Somebody around the country sees that mark and says, well, my kid's better than that, so that kid should be on your team. What you don't understand is I don't want that kid on my team either. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Hey man, look. And I guarantee you this is an issue you don't have to deal with.
Oh, actually, you're wrong.
That, sir, ma'am, whoever commented, we appreciate you watching. Let me tell you something. I don't know what it means when you say these programs big boy. I just took over a new program. I know what the roster looked like when I got there. I don't care. You don't want to keep looking like that. The child is faster than what I inherited. That's kind of the reason everybody got hired. So no one is. It is what it is. That's not petty. So no one is trying to big boy you. No one's trying to big boy anybody. It's about the vision I want and the standard that I have for my professionalism. If I want to admire in mediocrity, that's cute. There's a bunch of programs that'll do that. But just because you might be faster than somebody who's not any good, you don't get taller that way. That doesn't make any sense.
That is definitely totally untrue. That doesn't happen to me because it does. Because I get, I have a young man on my team, he's a Harvard. And so there's another in-state Harvard that wants to come. His coach calls me and says that we don't have money for him. Well, so-and-so going to team, he's better than that. Well, this guy is an academic guy, this guy is
and that's not even listed.
But you want me to scholarship him because he's working, he's better than the guy that's on my team because he's on he equates with the
That's your fault because you made Chris Carswell an All-American.
Like I said, it's about culture. This young man is greatly enhanced culture because he's on time every day. He's the guy that set up study. He's the guy that's going to go to Bible study and those kind of things. So his word as a human being greatly outweighs what this is. Someday he'll be a graduate from the University of Florida and out there running his own company someplace, and he's gonna talk about how well we treat him. Right? So everybody's worth is not just about how many points they score for you.
Right.
You have to remember. If he's the guy that when we're doing anything we're doing, he's the guy doing the rep, the whole team is stopping and cheering him. That's that. When he goes to a track meet, we went to a track meet last year in 1428, he would have thought he won the world championship. He crossed the line and people just ran into him, hugged him, picked him up, spun him around. You can't fix it.
TJ.
Are you gonna be paid?
No, I'm not gonna get it.
Okay.
I think that it was the safety, relationship that they decided, like, it's a two-way street.
Yes.
I think that it's something that you guys kind of alluded to, exactly the same, it's like, from a recruiting standpoint, high school, I don't know who you can, nor do you want to be any. So we should enter the relationship and conversation in that aspect. If I'm recruiting a kid, it's because you've done a good job of the position to compete at a high level and all those kind of things. Competition, that's the attraction, right? And then building a relationship with people, your parents, your coach as well, including that. Once they get on that platform, you can think, I gave you this scholarship, or I gave you the opportunity to be part of what I'm trying to do on my program. So that's important to be said, because unfortunately, when you look up the other interest, waiting, coaches say, "Oh, I see, kid, this is not cool there. We got to stop talking about that because the kid is the one who did it."
Here's the thing, and I tell the coaches about this all the time. It's not just about athletics, we use that as an example. Okay, all the bad stuff we have going on in the world, when that child goes to a school, no matter what the level is, and they're doing well or academically, athletically, now they're a role model to come back and get next. I jokingly say all the time, let me out the ghetto and I'm not going back, unless it's to get somebody who will come out. So have that child be that shining star that will pull somebody else out, not somebody that's supposed to be promoting you. You're a grown person, you have a job to do.
Well said. What's next?
I was just gonna say, and we're done. Would you rather? And so would you rather this episode this week is from y'all. So I'll buy you a little bit of time. Think of a would you rather, stand up, give it to us, or if you just have a salty question. Salty. No,
That's a question.
no.
First of all,
Do it.
Remember that time we were smart people when playing this word.
So you want to let them throw questions out?
Exactly, you have to ask, but ask one of them. No, seriously, go ahead.
Because I know you all sit there.
We're not
About this question, and you don't have to.
You're not. Or not.
And we know y'all all give big league all kinds of drama for the questions you ask. So now you can see how hard it is.
Now you can ask questions. Anybody on this? Yes, sir.
I got caught.
Any thoughts on the Ross situation?
It's salty. I like it.
Answer that with a lot of class here, right? A young man made a huge mistake, right? And they made a decision. He has to pay for his mistakes. It's just simple. You know, and I think that the right thing to do as Mr. Ross is out now. So let's hope that he gets like together back into the sport. And then it's not the last time, you know, but like he made a critical mistake. There's something you shouldn't have done.
So I don't know if you've seen this thing happen. There was a tweet that was posted with some verbiage from Junior, and Junior said he apologized and he admitted to wrongdoing, but he also put out there what USTXCCA asked him to do. He was asked to state that he was not going to come in, not in his best interests, and basically not tell the truth. So his ending comment was basically the reputation of our sport is horrible and we are an ugly sport at this point. So you can't see my face on Instagram.
Oh.
Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
I had a whole group of faces.
I'm just curious for another gentleman in this city, right here, this holiday. It was my next one.
That's another great question. I love that question.
And now, no.
I'm ready for this. Enough to.
I don't know why you thought you were
Is this
gonna
all
ask.
you need a question for?
Enough to win more than anybody.
Let's just say this, he's been given a challenge internally.
Nothing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Tyree, we're not done.
I think that's a.
My answer already been done.
Okay.
So, two P. Would you rather, just knowing your program, would you rather win a national championship for men? Or would you rather win
That's also a good question. Sir?
Thank you.
I would rather win another women's.
And understand crazy white.
And he was also a push list tackle.
Beautiful daughter, so you better answer that one.
Clyde.
Oh, no, that's a great.
That's it. That's my answer. Yeah, I would have to get pretty deep with you for you to understand that. It's, yeah.
Typically, on almost any other program I've been affiliated with, my answer would quickly be the winner. I work at San Jose State. The legacy of our program is tied exclusively to men. And even though I love my young ladies and would be, words cannot describe proud of what they did that, it wouldn't be close to as much as we did it with men. And that's just the way that it is. It's the history, it's the context. It has to be.
So we have more than
And that's why you have to ask questions. Right.
real quick. So I love this phrase, walking the show off. It's so meaning. Who would you rather? No, that's you.
Wait a minute, come on, he can get off my lawn.
Would you rather coach at Jackson State or Colorado?
I already said I was in Colorado. And for the record, love Jackson State. We want to go there at all. I coached the best program in the track and field, Richmond Dean, Alabama State. That's the only program in the track.
Oh, yes. See, I knew you were next on my list of people who need to speak up.
There's been a lot of talk about the decline of the long jump. Yes, Marcel Jacobs teased that he's gonna be back in the long jump soon. What are your thoughts on that?
On the decline of the long jump or Mr. Jacobs going into it?
Mr. Jacobs going back into it.
Well, man, that's a question for him and his coach. I'm gonna let you answer that.
Okay, all right. So that is the definition of a first world problem.
Yes, it is.
And what I mean by that is that Mr. Jacobs is set for life. Having done what he's done in an Italian uniform, this man doesn't have anything to worry about. This is the equivalent of Bolt deciding that I'm gonna go into the long jump. I've already won 3 Olympic gold medals, et cetera, et cetera. All he had to do was win one time, right? He has made history for his country. At this point, he can do whatever he wants. Okay, his legacy is sealed. Now, understand, he started as a long jumper, right? And if there's anyone that understands that burning in his stomach that's been going on, it's me. Because I've gone in both realms, and I can tell you, I did not love swimming. I love jumping. So I say kudos. I say kudos to him for at least seeing what he has left in that area. And in terms of, but I also see kudos going in and taking care of business, right? So this part is already good. Now we can go do with us.
Yeah, that man has earned the right to do whatever the hell he wants to do.
All right, on that one, go back.
No, Donald has a question.
Quick question, hey, Coach, so how would you prioritize, the three? Program management, recruiting and delivery, and staff?
As a head coach.
Okay. Say it again.
Program management.
Yeah.
Staff.
Yeah.
Recruiting.
If your staff sucks, the other two can't happen. So staff has to be number one. We're all participating in the rest of it.
Program management, staff.
And recruiting.
Well, I think for me, they all tie together.
Yeah.
Right, because the program manages the staff as part of that. But like for me as the head coach, you guys can say, I'm the strongest. So everything has to bleed down to me. So the staff management is my job, and it starts by me hiring the staff that I know can work.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Including a great director.
Those who are like, yeah.
He has the power on the floor.
We gotta take the last question. You're the most avid watcher that I know.
Would you rather give the 815 symposium on wall or the 1500?
Oh,
Well,
Go ahead, sir.
the 815 symposium is already gonna be likely attended. It's going to be me, myself, and I. If I'm doing the symposium on the 15th. So, since I already talked to myself, we don't need to do that in public. I would definitely say I'd rather do the 815 on the wall. Here's what's fun about it. Look, obviously, it's well chronicled that I was not good at it, right? But here's the crazy part. I coached 3 decathletes, and my meeting in the 1500 is faster than 2 of them. And I say to them all the time, me running fast one time is your bane of your existence, because if I can run 438, y'all have no excuse. Well played, sir. Very good.
So thank you so much, everyone on Instagram as well as in person that joined us tonight. This is super fun. We love this. We actually look forward to this every year. And so to do it and for me to be intuitive enough to put on Instagram Live so that people can actually be here with us, quote unquote. Thank you, Mike Cunningham, and our for doing it on yours as well. For those who will get this on Friday, we'll be doing on Friday. I know, I'm sorry. I'm still learning to travel more. But it's all been a pleasure for us. Thank you for your continued support throughout the years. We're going to continue to do this all for as long as you let us. For as long as you keep subscribing to the YouTube channel, for as long as you keep texting each of us or writing in comments. So definitely keep writing in comments. Specifically, I screenshot them and put them into our chat. But we love it, and you are amazing. So thank you so much. You are our peacocks.
Yeah.
That's how that happens. The free dinner is about so get to stand and get your mom dinner, and we'll see each other next week. Thanks, everyone.
Spades tourney, 8 o'clock, bring your money.
I wasn't gonna attack that and ask you what do I do this year? Oh, no problem. There you go. I almost got water. Appreciate it. You don't
Here, hold them up. 'Cause everyone needs to see
I'll
it.
text you.
It's got everybody. No question.
You want to talk about your life? Oh, I'll never forget that. It was on my wall. So much.
Yeah, I know that. I didn't see it.
I didn't text you back. Listen, that's not me then. I didn't ask anybody. If you text me, you didn't text me. So if it happened, it may have happened where you said it. And I didn't get it. You know I'm not playing. I've said like a million times, we are retired. But this man is not, this man is so hopeless. And so if it happened, I will apologize, man. I've said this a million times. Listen, I'm only a true enough asshole. He said 8 o'clock. Oh, 8 o'clock. I didn't say none of the time, but I just went on the talk.
So I'm the guy that said, I'm ready to take your word. What? Hit it.
There you go.
He's mad. Listen, he's mad. My Deion for saying what he said in the newspaper. I'm holding him to the same standard I held to myself.
I'm just gonna ask.
I don't get to say I'm doing no.